There's a good chance the Minnesota Vikings are about to be better than your favorite NFL team. The Minnesota Vikings won 14 games last season, and they addressed the biggest issue of their team last season, and that is offensive line. Their offensive line was not very good last season, and this season they actually might have one of the best offensive lines in the entire league. The Minnesota Vikings really did all they could this offseason to address offensive line and make sure J.J. McCarthy will be successful. They brought in guard Will Fries and center Ryan Kelly, both from the Indianapolis Colts, and they also drafted guard Donovan Jackson out of Ohio State, and they have one of the better tackle duos in Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. Christian Darrisaw coming back from injury. Do I even have to talk about the rest of this offense and how good they are at the skill positions? They have Justin Jefferson, who's the best wide receiver in the NFL. They have Jordan Addison, who's one of the better wide receiver twos in the NFL. They also have Aaron Jones, who's still really good. They also traded for Jordan Mason, who I think is going to be a very underrated pickup. And J.J. McCarthy, you might have some questions about him, but he has all the tools around him to succeed. They also drafted Ty Felton, who I think could be a really good wide receiver 3 for this team. And if he's even not, they still have Jalen Naylor, who's also pretty good. I also almost forgot to mention TJ Hawkinson, who's a top 10 tight end in the NFL. Now on the defensive side of the ball, I expect this team to be very, very good. This team has so much talent on the defensive side of the ball, from Jonathan Grenard to Blake Cashman to Andrew Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner, who I'm super high on, and then obviously Harrison Smith leading the secondary. And they brought in Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen to beef up the trenches. A lot of people like to point out the corners and the secondary as a weakness on this team, but I actually think it's going to be better than a lot of people think. Obviously, losing Cam Bynum was huge, but they brought in Isaiah Rodgers, who I think is very underrated. They also are getting Mekhi Blackman back from injury. They also have Byron Murphy, who's pretty good. Obviously, a lot of, if not all of this, is going to depend on how well J.J. McCarthy plays in his year one season, but I honestly don't think he's going to be asked to do much. Similar to like a Brock Purdy his first year with the 49ers, just such a stacked team around him. And J.J. McCarthy is a really smart quarterback. He's better than a lot of people give him credit for. And if there is one player I could buy stock on for this NFL season, it is 100% J.J. McCarthy.